Hello, everybody. What's up? Happy Monday. Today is Monday. This is Michael Devine here with Thriftcations. Have not been on here with y'all for a very, very long time. Welcome and thank you for tuning in for today's show. Today, we are going to get back into travel season and talks a bit about some summer travel, have a little conversation about what you can expect if you have not planned your summer vacation for your family. If you're thinking about planning a summer vacation for your family, I have a couple things for you to keep in mind. Today, I'm going to be joined in the studio by my new business partner, Chike Johnson, who's going to be here in the studio with me. And then we're going to go ahead and dive into the conversation. But before I do, I want you to let me know that you can hear me and you can see me by hitting that share button. Let me know in the comments, wherever you're watching, Facebook, YouTube Live, where would you like to go this summer with your friends, with your family, whoever you consider family? Go ahead and leave that in the chat and let me know if this thing is working and that you can hear me. While you're doing that, I'm going to play a real quick commercial and I'll be right back with Chike. All right, Chike, how you doing?
Hey, what's going on, Mike?
Not too much. You are on Thriftcations. Welcome to the team. How's it going for you?
Hey, everyone.
So, what's up, everybody? We're going to do a little conversation today. This is Chike. Chike and I have known each other. I know I was 16. You're older, much older guy than me. So,
Oh, please.
the young folks in the room here, I was 16 when we met, and we've been friends, brothers for a very, very long time. It's been at least 30 years. I believe
Yes,
it's
at least 30 years.
at least 30 years. And here we are today in business together in the travel industry, one of the best industries that you can be in. Looking forward to working together with Chike, growing our businesses together, providing for our families, building our legacies, all that good stuff. So today we're going to talk about summer travel, vacations. We left asked you in the comments to let us know some things that you're thinking about doing. Let's see if anybody can even hear us. Let's see us out there. Okay, Carmen is out there, so she can hear us and she can see us. She said share. Awesome. Thank you for tuning in. So Chike, I know you were super brand new into the travel industry, but just tell people a little bit about you and why did you decide that you want to start a business in the travel industry, and then we'll go into the topic.
Okay, a little bit about me. I'm from Milwaukee. I'm currently I'm a professional actor, so that's what I do mainly. Um, the reason I decided to join this business was because I like the idea of paying myself to to go on vacation.
Mm, that's smart.
People, people, we go on vacation all the time, and
Yeah.
it just makes sense that you should get a cut of where you're going. It just makes sense to me. And when Mike came to me with the idea, I was like, yeah, this is a great idea to be able to get, instead of giving somebody else, a little piece of where you're going, you're keeping that piece for yourself and
Right.
getting a discount and having a good time. So for me, it was a no brainer to jump in and be a part of this opportunity, if you will.
Awesome. Yeah, that's good to hear. That was my realization too, because it's like I'm already doing this stuff, and
Right.
it's kind of like if you think about people who clip coupons or people go on these mad searches to try to find deals. I'm just like, if I can do stuff that I'm already doing, and I can book it myself through my own travel agency and treat myself as if I'm that travel agent for my trip, I'm totally down to do that. And
And
the
the
other
crazy
thing,
thing is, people have been doing it already for so long. It's
yep.
nothing new. It's just, you know, it just takes a little bit more, an extra step. And so why not take that extra step to keep more money in your pocket?
Right, right. Which is perfect conversation for what we're about to get into today. Our topic for today was summer family vacations. If it was too late, I know that a lot of people, school is out, families block time on their calendar to be able to take advantage of their time that kids are out of school. And it's just a time that a lot of people go on trips, they travel, they plan these getaways and they create these memories. But sometimes things get a little bit busy and you might think, well, summer's not here yet, so I still have time to kind of pull this together. And the thing that you got to know about summer travel is like summer travel in the travel industry is peak season. That means like the rates are higher, demand is higher. So like more people are traveling, airports are going to be busier, so everything goes skyrocket. Good old supply and demand environment that we live in. So if you have not necessarily taken the time to do the research, pick your destination, reserve your rooms, and all that good stuff, you're a little bit up against the clock. Even though I know it's still a little cold in the Midwest, and y'all might think that it's still winter. It's not. And when it comes to book and travel for summer travel, a lot of people do that stuff sometimes a year in advance.
Right.
So we're going to talk a little bit about some ways that you can think about your summer vacation for your family, give you some ideas, kind of talk about our own travel experience. I'm going to go ahead and walk through a couple of slides. What's up? We have some more people joining us here. Welcome by the team. Imani, thanks for tuning in. Thank you so much, Wendy, for sharing. Thanks for tuning in. So yeah, let's talk a little bit about just summer travel and family vacations. Did you grow up taking family vacations and all that?
You know what? I grew up in so many different places that
True.
Family vacations. I did take a lot of it when I was young. We did go on family vacations. I claim Milwaukee as my home, but I was actually born in Nigeria. My mom's from Milwaukee, my dad's from DC. So we would all every summer we'd come home. We'd come home to the States, and then we'd travel around the States, and then we'd go back, when school started. So and as an adult, for me, marching in the drum and bugle corps with you and along with a whole bunch of other people, we were always traveling places. Whether it was Canada, we were going to different states. I love to travel, and even as an adult, I've lived in Okinawa, Japan. I've lived in Spain, in Barcelona. I've lived in Madrid. I lived in a small town in the southeast part of Spain, which is called Murcia. So travel is like a part of my life. It's something that is just me. It's just sewn into the fabric of my skin. So to answer your question, yes, yes, a lot of traveling, and yes, I did take family vacations.
That's cool. Yeah, for me, it was like in high school when I joined Drum and Bugle Corps. That was kind of like my gateway to traveling and seeing more of the world. So like that was my first exposure to that. Other than like, driving around places locally, going down by the lake in Milwaukee, that's a big thing. But as far as leaving the state, leaving the city, I do remember going to like, I think it was either a summer camp or winter camp. I signed up for like a science camp or something like that. So I remember getting on the bus and riding like 18 hours to go up north, to some type of science camp. And that was my extent to travel, but I fell in love with it ever since then. And, one of the things I think that a lot of people don't take in consideration is, for me, traveling and seeing more than, my immediate surrounding made the world a bigger place, but then also kind of raised the bar on what I felt was possible. Because I got to see people living in different places in different ways, different climates, all that stuff. So it just started to get my mind going and dreaming. I don't know if it had that kind of impact on you, but it really kind of changed my whole perspective on.
Oh, absolutely! It broadens your horizons in a way that just staying in one place. And I'm not judging people who don't travel, but people who travel, you get to actually meet people that you've read about in books or you've seen on TV, or you've heard about on the radio. It's just such an eye-opening experience. It's invaluable to go somewhere and meet You meet people. When I lived in Spain, when I first got there, I didn't speak a lick of Spanish, but when I left, I was basically fluent. I mean, I flew. We've stayed a couple of nights in France where I remember turning on TV to watch cartoons and seeing the cartoons that we watch here, but everything being in French and my world kind of being turned upside down, asking my mom, what are they talking about? Yeah. I haven't been into England, but I've been through Heathrow a bunch of times. I had a great conversation with a gentleman, as just a stranger, in the airport, who was English. And it's just amazing just to meet people who are not part of the environment you came up in, and how that actually enriches your life, whether you know it or not. It enriches your life,
Right.
especially if you're open to travel and it's something that you're excited to do.
Right. Yeah. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to talk a little bit about just some travel ideas that people can consider. If you haven't planned anything already, it's not too late. You just got to be a little creative and open up that wallet a little bit, maybe, or just take some little extra measures that you might be able to save a little money if you need to. But if you got it like that, go all out, because that's the way that that's. I've had some fun times where you can do that, but you can't always do that. So let's just give you some variety and talk a little bit about it. So one of our topics today was like, is it too late? I talked about summer being a very busy peak travel season. A lot of people book their family summer vacations a year early. They book them a year in advance or as soon as that inventory opens up. In the travel industry, there's different peak seasons of the year. And summer, it's kind of like at the beginning of the year after the holidays, you have it. And then as the weather warms up, the rates warm up, inventory demand warms up. And then right around fall, after the summer travel like rise is over, you start getting into the cooler weather. You start getting into the lower rates. So like I wait for all the people to go do the stuff during the summer because I don't like being in all the crowds.
Right.
And then I like taking advantage of those deals during like October, November. Like I love traveling that time. The weather is better for me. I like it a little cooler. There's less people out. The rates are better. So there's like a lot of advantages of traveling in what we call off-peak season.
Right.
Another thing you can do is weekday travel. So weekday travel versus weekend travel. Most people, especially if they have to work, they're booking Friday through Sundays or Fridays through Mondays. And of course, everybody's going to be booking over that window. But if you have that flexibility and you can take off some of those weekdays and you're looking for a way to be able to save on some of your travel, consider leaving like on a Monday and traveling that Monday through Thursday, Monday through Friday, that sort of thing.
Right.
So let's see. Let's go through our ideas that we pulled together here. So we talked a little bit about budget and some things that you can do to be able to, if you need to schmooze the budget a little bit and make some room, think about those traveling in off-peak season, think about traveling during the weekdays. There's other things that you can do. A lot of times people might stay in like vacation homes and that sort of thing. There are a lot of different alternatives, ways that you can kind of save some money. But again, if you are going to be looking for that budget-friendly option, then you want to take in consideration the activities that you're doing. You want to take in consideration how you get to where you're going. So think about your family and think about like what kind of stuff do you and your family like to do? Are you the type of family that just want to go to a beach and lounge? Are you the type of family that's active and you want to be out hiking trails, hiking mountains, and that sort of thing? Or are you interested in doing more of like a city vacation, exploring a new city that you haven't been to before? Once you decide what type of activities you want to engage in, that's going to have a lot of influence and decision on where you go. So the destination is heavily going to be driven by what type of stuff you want to do. That's a big deciding factor. By the way, if you're somebody who's just tuning in, we want everybody to just leave in the chat. Let us know whether you're going on summer vacation or you think about going on summer vacation. Where is that? Where do you want to go? Put that in the chat and let us know. So think about your activities, decide what you want to do. That's going to really be a big factor in whether you're booking your own travel or you're working with a travel agent, letting them know, what's going to be ideal for you. We went back too far. When it comes to beach vacations, there's a lot of different ways that you can get that beach vacation vibe. Of course, you can go to the most common places, the popular places that most people go. Florida, California, the Caribbean, Mexico, those are all very popular places. But you'd be surprised sometimes about the secret beaches that might be near you. You might have local beaches within your state that may not be necessarily close to where you exactly live, but could be on a different part of the state and could be a great tourist option, especially during the summertime, since most of the climate is warmer in most places. If you're living somewhere and you're landlocked, like I'm here in Arizona, we have a lake, but we're not necessarily known for beaches. But one thing that they are building here is this resort not too far. I'm probably about 15 minutes away from it, and they're building a man-made beach and resort. So Arizona is becoming a huge destination on the list of travel places. They're building so much stuff here. It's such a fast pace that it's really getting to the point where every experience that I would typically want to go or need to go somewhere to try to experience, I can get here. The beach place is going to be opening up soon. I found the lake here, so I'm cool with that. We got the city vibe. We got Sedona. We got the mountains. So Arizona, if you're looking for somewhere within the states that might be drivable or that you can fly to, put that on your list because I'm telling you, there's a lot of different experiences that you can tap into. And then, of course, there's also like our coastal cities. That's the California, the Florida, Virginia, even Texas. All the places that are along the coastlines of the U.S. all are going to have some destinations that you can look for some beach vacations. So a lot of that is going to be decided by like what your budget is. Do you need to choose somewhere that's drivable so that you can save on the airfare? Are you looking for something where you actually want to get into the water? Because I know not all beaches are people friendly. Sometimes you just want to kick back and relax, feel that cool breeze, be in the sun, play in the sand. It all kind of depends. But there's a lot of different ways that you can recreate that beach vacation vibe without necessarily having to break the bank to do so. Another option that you can consider, especially since it's summertime and it's going to be a little bit nicer, is doing some outdoor stuff. Now, this may depend on like the age of the kids, may depends on how active you are. Hiking and camping. I've had my first hiking. What was that? My first camping trip was in Wisconsin with my friends, with my cousins. That was the very first time grown, like I don't know what I was, 20 something. Maybe 30 something actually, going camping for the first time, but we had one heck of a time. Chike, are you still in the studio? Have you ever been camping? Let me know. I want to talk a little bit about that. You off camera, right?
I have been camping. As a matter of fact, I was the first time I went camping, but hiking was more our thing. And I actually did it when I was out in Arizona. I was out there working, and I flew Malkia, my wife, and my kids out, and it was really amazing. I mean, we went to all kinds of mountains out in Arizona. There's so much hiking out there, and like the real deal hiking,
right?
And it's for every level. There's like really challenging hikes, and then there are some hikes that are not challenging at all. They just kind of go up and down. I had a blast. I had an absolute blast, and Malkia loves that stuff. So she was like, "Let's go hiking. Let's go hiking." Every moment. We had 3 kids with us, and at that time, our kids were little, and we still have the videos of us going hiking and then watching lizards run across the
right.
little paths, and how excited they were. Like, wow. And we sit there and talk about it for like 5 minutes or so. But yeah, my real first hiking experience was in Arizona. I had done a little bit of hiking around Wisconsin, but my real first hiking experience was in Arizona. It was great. And then not only that, we got to go to the Grand Canyon.
Ooh,
and
still haven't been here.
So we were everywhere. And so when you say Arizona, I go, yeah, that's the place.
I'm telling you, it's becoming a big destination because you really can kind of do some everything here. And like hiking here is like you said, like it's so common. Like most people on weekends are getting up in the morning, going hiking, and then they're doing brunch and doing all the stuff that people normally do. But there's just so many mountains around, and there's so many different trails. The idea of hiking to me originally, I was just like, man, I'm boots and sticks and backpacks. Like I ain't doing all that. But it's actually not like that at all. It's a good exercise. It's a good time to have conversation with people that you're with.
Absolutely. Take some snacks with you.
Yep.
Eat and talk. It doesn't have to be this, crazy sport. It could just be something that's leisurely.
Right.
So many different people do age groups do it rather. And so it's great. And it's great for everybody.
Yeah. I'm much more comfortable with it now. Another thing that people may not know, and I used to work on a product where they sold summer vacation. So during the wintertime, they sold ski trips. And during the summertime, they sold what they call mountain summer. So, a lot of the hiking and the camping that I'm talking about, most of the places during the wintertime that are ski resorts, during the summertime kind of turn into like these outdoor family places where people get together, they go hiking, they use those same mountains since there's no snow, just to kind of be outside and enjoy that outdoor experience. So if you haven't ever considered doing a mountain summer vacation, I still haven't done it. I just remember going through training and learning about all the different activities and things that you can do, four wheeling, ATVs, like they have all that stuff. Consider that, because when I was going through it, I'm just like, man, it looks like a good time. And just the views and being out in nature. Like if your family enjoys outdoors or you want to become somebody who enjoys outdoor more, highly consider taking like a summer mountain vacation.
Absolutely.
Another thing you can do is campgrounds. Campgrounds are all over the place. I never really realized how big, like, I didn't realize that there were like chains of campgrounds all
Yeah.
across the country.
Yeah.
So
what is the chain with the yellow
KOA, I think it is.
Yes, they're everywhere. I used to run obstacle course races, and so when we went out, we stayed on those campgrounds, and we go and they accept everything. They accept campers,
Yeah.
tents, what is it, ATV? They call it ATV? I can't remember.
RVs.
RVs, there you go. RVs. And what's great is some of those places actually have really nice showers and bathrooms set up. So you don't have to worry about, going out in nature if that's not your thing, which is not for me. So you can always, if you pick the right one, you can go and the shower, and they keep the places really clean. At least the ones that I've been to have been really clean.
Yeah.
And I used to run quite a few of the obstacle races, so I was always traveling and staying in places like that.
Nice. Yeah, it's pretty surprising. And I was like, when I first time went camping, and I was just like, I didn't know that they had shower facilities and all that stuff. Like I thought everything was just in the wild. So I guess it just depends on where you're going. But
Exactly.
those campgrounds, they had swimming pool, they had barbecue grills, they had cabins if you didn't want to sleep out in the tent. I was like, oh, I can do this. All right. Last but not least, one of the things that you can consider is just doing what we call like a city staycation. City staycations, maybe you are going to go to a nearby city. Maybe you want to travel to a city you've never been to and do some exploring. I like city vacations. I do them quite a bit. I like to try to find cities that have, like I talked about here in Phoenix, there's so much stuff within like 1-2 hour drive that you can do. But like going to cities and really just kind of being a foodie, touring sites, checking out the nightlife, depending on how you're traveling and who you're traveling with. One of the things that I used to do, even when I stayed in Milwaukee, I would do like these weekend staycations along with like a local festival or something that was going on. So like I felt like I was out of town because I left the house, I booked a hotel near the festival I was going to and just spent the whole weekend there. And it just felt like a getaway. So I think a lot of times those staycations are really just about breaking your routine and doing something that's different, that's going to allow you to be able to unplug and enjoy yourself.
Exactly. And if you come down to Chicago, I'm in Chicago. I'm located in Chicago, Illinois. Chicago has a lot of free music during the summer. So
Yeah.
you can come, you can book a hotel, come to Chicago, and then just go to these music festivals for free. Some of them are, I think quite a few of them are free, actually.
Nice. And theme parks, that's another thing too. Those theme parks, those are kind of like all in ones, especially if you have kids who love cartoon characters, video games. Like a lot of these theme parks are going to have all that stuff in there. And you can literally go there from open to close. And it's just like you've been gone for a whole weekend, exhausted by the end of the day. If you need to do something that's close to home, short notice, those theme parks. And they're also great to be able to take like friends. So like if you're traveling with another family, or maybe you're taking some friends, your kids' friends or something like that, those theme parks are good, combine it with the overnight stay and bam, like you got a whole vacation all in one, just without having to hit up all those different places. So those are some of the ideas that we wanted to share with you. Again, it's not too late to book your summer vacation travel. You just have to be a little creative. Both of us own travel agencies. So there's two ways that I always tell people you can book. You can book through us, book it with a travel agent, or we can teach you how to start a travel agency of your own, and you can book your own book trips and trips for other people. family reunions coming up? Are you the person in the friend group that everybody's always contacting to be like, hey, we should go XYZ, and everybody's waiting on you to do the research and get all the information? Perfect candidate for you to have your own travel agency and start benefiting from that. So, Chike, in closing, anything you want to share? Anything you want to add?
Let's get it. Let's get it. Come on, it's vacation time.
Yeah.
Either just you want to go in and just do have your own vacation, or as Mike said, if you want to make a little bit of money off of your own vacation as well as not just others, but on your own stuff, come join us, or let us give us the opportunity to book your travel for you if that's something that you're not interested in doing. You got choices. Just know you got choices when you're dealing with Mike and I. You
Right.
got choices.
Yeah, so we have a couple of people on our team, and they're going to be rotating on these shows, doing different highlights at different destinations. So we believe we're going to be doing these on Mondays. We might have a weekend, but we're going to get a schedule together. Thank you for tuning in. The best way to know when the shows are coming up, make sure you subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube, and go ahead and hit the like button if you're over there on Facebook, and you'll get the notification when we schedule the next one. So until then, we'll talk to you all later. Have a good week, and we'll see you on the next show.